gum. Out of nowhere, a lightning strike just hit. So here's the tree that I'm fairly certain got hit by lightning this morning. This tree was not on the ground yesterday, I can promise you that. And we had no storms last night. Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and it's actually bearable outside today. We had a little storm pass by. We did not get a drop of rain this morning. We did have a storm pass by, and it's nice and cloudy. It's like 75 degrees this morning. Even though I've had like 3 weather updates, like almost like urgent broadcasts saying extreme heat advisory today. Heat index is 110 to 115 degrees, and so I'm out bright and early this morning. I'm gonna do a little mowing on the tractor while it's not 1,000 degrees. Yes, I do have a cab tractor. That TYM 574 is over at the Mill Creek place. I need to get some mowing done here, and I have a lot of mowing to do over there to get ready for deer season. So I don't want to go get that tractor, bring it over here to do a little bit of mowing. I honestly have not been using this tractor much since it's been over 100 degrees every day. But nice, cool morning. I'm gonna get a little bit of work done here, and then soon, probably in the next couple weeks, I'm going to take the Rhino Flex Swing mower over to Mill Creek and hook it onto the 574 and do all of my mowing and prepping for deer season that I need to do over there. So let's go to work. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not, but I'm mowing down this fence line between my neighbor and I, and they've got a bunch of cows that are calving. They're all embryo transplant calves, so they don't match their moms, but they've got one that's having a calf over there right now. Like I said, I don't know how much you guys will be able to see. I'm not going to go over there and mess with her, but she is definitely on the ground pushing out a calf right now. Look at her. Poor mama's in labor. She's like, oh. They've got a beautiful place though, don't they? And that that right there is one thing that my entire 110 acres is lacking. They obviously came in here with a bulldozer many years ago and cleaned that up, and cleaned up right down the fence line. You look across, ours doesn't look like that. I've got a little bit of pasture, but it doesn't look like that. The problem with the way my 110 acres is set up here, we keep the animals around the house close, mostly for safety, and so we can feed and water and all that, and they're more like pets than raising a bunch of cattle. But I would give anything if we had about 20 acres of pasture like this close to the house. But the way the creek runs, and where the pond and the pond drainage and the overflow and the ditch coming into the pond and all of that is, I can't really fence off an area and make it look like this for our animals, unless I just completely bulldoze all the trees around the house, and that's not happening. So I'm getting a little wet, and not that I mind a little bit of rain. It would be nice to be in a cab. I'd just keep right on mowing, which I may still. I had to tuck in next to the timber. I've been kind of mowing down that field edge. I have to keep the fire break mowed when we do our control burn, so I just mowing the perimeter, mowing my roads basically. And out of nowhere, I mean, it's been cloudy, and you know, out of nowhere a lightning strike out of nowhere a lightning strike just hit, I don't know, a couple hundred yards away from me. Luckily I had on my earmuffs. It was so loud, and my wife texted and said, are you okay? And I was like, well, I think so. So yeah, it's raining now. I guess I'm gonna get soaked. I guess I could go get in the barn. My neighbor's barn's not far away, but I'm gonna check the weather and see how long this is gonna last. Probably not that long, but we'll see. Hopefully the lightning passes. I don't want to get out in the middle of an open field on a big metal tractor in a lightning storm. So under a tree, I think it feels safe-ish, right? Well, it's a cool old barn. Needs a little work. Kind of got a leaky roof there. That's probably from the tornado that came through, but no telling what kind of treasures you might find in here. I think I'll just stay here and wait for the lightning to quit. I don't know how long the rain's gonna last, but I don't really play around in the lightning too much. But in other news, there's a lot of hay in here. The guy that used to lease, that had the lease on this property, had all his cows here for a couple years, is the same guy that cuts hay for us. And he told me, since I didn't cut hay on our property this year, he said, I've got some last year's hay stored in the barn on your neighbor's place. Should still be good, so I may take a bale of that home and put out for the donkeys and see if they'll eat it. What are the odds though? And this whole barn and all the stuff that's in here, the only chair I see is in the waterfall. I mean, come on now. So it's finally starting to let up. Well, the sky's getting lighter. I don't know if you guys can even see the clouds. It's starting to get a little lighter. So for the last 30 minutes, while I've been pondering life in an abandoned barn, wishing this barn was on my property. This place is cool. This old barn is neat. Can you imagine how awesome it'd be? I mean, it's all, I would love to have seen this farm back in its prime. I'm sure the old man that's passed away now took tremendous care of this place, and he'd probably be not so happy how it looks now. But the size of this thing is massive, and all the different stalls you could set up set pens up for different animals out that way. You got hay storage in the middle. Down this side you got all kinds of other storage, but you could cut some openings and make more stalls. And it also got me to thinking, this might be a great place to deer hunt. Bear with me now, hang on with me. So I'm gonna move around a few hay bales anyways, but we've got this big giant door opening. It used to have sliding doors on it. They don't work anymore, but I think I can clear up a big enough opening over there. I've got the skid steer and the tree reaper, and I can clear up where we can see close to 75 yards out that direction. And there's a big draw of timber that goes through here, and I've cleared cedar trees on the other side of it. I mean, there's deer all over this place. I have no doubt we can harvest some deer from this barn, but what I'm thinking is I can take these gates that were on here, and instead of, building a wall of any sorts, take those gates and put like some camo fabric or some black fabric on it, and just cut a couple holes and set a couple lawn chairs in here. And you talk about a big deer blind, but we'll have a dark background behind us, and I can, like I said, clean all that up, just kind of make it look good where we can see a little farther. Maybe plant a little winter wheat around here somewhere. There's a pretty good sized field. I can't really see it from the barn, but there's a pretty good sized field on the other side of the working pens. Deer travel through here all the time anyways. I think it'll be perfect. Came across the creek here, making it back home, and I see where one of the lightning strikes hit, right behind the house. Blew an entire tree apart. I'll go in there and check it out in a little bit, but it wasn't wind. We didn't have any wind storms. That was a lightning strike, and my house is like 300 yards away. I bet it was loud there. Well, I made it back to the house with my hay bale. Sun's popping out, and while I'm very thankful for any amount of rain, it's going to be a steamy day. If it gets up to 100, 103 like they're predicting, about 5 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to be unbearable outside. But I know it's not ideal to be feeding these animals hay in mid-August. That's not ideal conditions, and it's a hard thing for a lot of folks to understand. I mean, their pasture, there's a lot of dirt. Grass doesn't grow well in the shade. We all know that. There is still grass on their pasture, but not a lot. And as you can see, they're more than happy to be eating that really high quality, good looking hay, even though it's last year's hay. It's been stored in a barn. But it's difficult for folks to understand when I'm out on a tractor and I'm brush hogging grass, I'm mowing grass for 3 hours. Some amazing looking grass over on the neighbor's place, I might add. Why in the world are our animals confined in these small pastures with not enough grass? And is that irresponsible of us? Well, no, it's not. These donkeys have plenty of space. But I'm not going to lie, there's not many animals that are more rough on the grass. Would you quit stalking me? Huh? There's not many animals that are more rough on the grass than like a horse or a donkey. They can eat it straight down to the dirt. Maybe alpacas. Alpacas are pretty rough on grass too. The goats, not near as rough on the grass. They don't eat it as short, and it'll regrow faster. The problem with leaving donkeys in the same pasture for so long, once they nibble that grass down so short, it has a hard time regrowing. And I still have a stalker. Would you leave me alone? But these donkeys are more like pets than livestock, honestly. If we were grazing 25 head of mama cows, this wouldn't make any sense economically at all. Dollars and cents wise, I don't mind feeding the donkeys. I don't mind giving them hay now. Because, well, we're making our money, we're making our economics work through the content for you guys. Just like this guy. There is nothing about him that makes sense. And I keep saying him because I'm pretty sure Charlie's a boy. What is your deal? The last week or so, you've just been like a weirdo. Is it my blue shirt? It's making your head turn blue, I know that. You don't like my blue shirt? But before you judge us because we don't have a lot of grass in our pasture, and out in the other places there is a ton of grass. First off, a lot of what I was mowing today was on my neighbor's place. I don't own it. I can't run my livestock on it right now. And I'm just doing some projects over there, doing some work over there for other reasons. What in the world, Charlie? You want my knife in my pocket? Is that what you want? I don't think you really need a knife, buddy. But before you judge us for the way our animals are, our pens are, our pastures are, our livestock, know that they're well fed, they're well taken care of. Even this weirdo And if you have your cute little dog that stays in your house and he has a little tiny postage stamp backyard, just remember, my dogs have 110 acres and a creek and a pond, and they roam and play and go and do. Do yours? Do they go to the dog park on a leash? Mine don't. Mine have fun. I think this guy is having a little too much fun. Charlie, you're being weird. All right, enough rambling. I'm going to park the tractor. I'm going to head back to that back pasture and go check out that tree, because I'm 99% sure it got hit by lightning. Hey girl, you ain't missed a meal lately, have you? She thick. T-H-I-C-C, thick. Don't let me bother you. Just keep your seat. So I'm not bringing hay to the back pasture for any reason, where the goats and a few donkeys are, because, well, you can see it's got a lot of grass in it still. You guys mostly just see up there around where we feed, and it's the pits, because it's just bare dirt up there all the time. That's where they spend most of their time. That's just natural. The pasture where the other donkeys are does not look like this by any means. And this was nothing but a forest a few years ago when a few years ago I hired my cousin to come in with his bulldozer, and we cleared out a ton of trees. Really probably should have taken out a few more. We still have some pretty dense shade, and it is what it is. But this old hillside's growing quite a bit of grass. It's doing pretty good. So here's the tree that I'm fairly certain got hit by lightning this morning. This tree was not on the ground yesterday, I can promise you that. And we had no storms last night. No wind of any kind, really. I don't think the goats have found it yet. They're still hiding out in their little porta hut and laying in the sun in a couple places. But I think this was one of those lightning strikes that stood the hair up on my neck, because really, honestly, I was only about a quarter of a mile that direction, and this tree has exploded. I'm glad it didn't land on my fence. And the goats will eventually make their way back here. I figured with me talking they'd come this way, but they do not like to get wet, and the grass is all wet. So anyways, they'll find their way back here and eat a lot of these leaves, but just another mess I've got to clean up eventually. But you can see it's not just twisted and broke off. This thing is split all the way down to the ground. Well, almost the ground. Okay, walked around the other side of the tree. There's absolutely no doubt this is a lightning strike. There's debris that got blasted off the tree, bark everywhere. And this side is split all the way to the ground. You can see lightning just blew the tree apart, and there's like shards of wood that are coming out of the tree. All the bark was blown off. Pretty wild. And like I said, my house is right there, so we're very lucky that none of the animals got struck by lightning today. I mean, or myself for that matter. I don't play around with lightning. I try to avoid it. I honestly had no idea that little storm was going to pop up and blow in here and do that. I had looked at the radar before I got on the tractor, and I even told DJ, it's not going to rain. We're not going to get a drop of rain. It's completely missing us. And it did, until about 2 hours later. Did you girls all survive the storm just fine? I'm glad nobody got hit by lightning. Could have been a really bad day, huh? I bet it was scary, wasn't it, Bree? I bet that was loud. Did it scare you too, sister? Still there, huh? Just hanging out, chilling in the sun, are you? All right, well, have a good afternoon. I'm gonna go have some lunch, okay? Well, y'all, it's hot. I went in the house and worked on the computer, edited a couple videos for you guys for several hours, and we did make it to 100 degrees. I think they said the heat index is like 112 and 50-something% humidity. I can almost get my hand wet just swatting it through the air. But Kelsey wanted a little exercise, so we went out, checked a couple trail cameras, put out a little food for some deer. And I'm telling you what, it never fails. We've been trapping pigs for like the last couple weeks, right? Had them all caught and trapped up at Mill Creek. I was looking at trail camera pictures a while ago. And there's a whole other sounder showed up there. There was one boar here last night. So the trapping adventures obviously are not over. Looks like I need to change my game plan and go down to my buddy's place and pick up my other trap and take it to Mill Creek, because the deer are way more high on the priority list than the pigs. Okay, that's just the facts. So, but anyways, got a little mowing done today. Got some chores done. We got some rain. I know it makes the humidity unbearable out here, but I'm not ever going to complain about rain in August in southern Oklahoma. I promise you that. So I'm going to go in the house before I get drenched in sweat. It's ridiculous. Anyways, guys, remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know, it just might change the world. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.